Okay, so
Hey.
Ashley Fils-Aimé.
Ashley Fils-Aimé, that's all right. Yeah.
Tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us a bit about your comedy.
I'm Ashley Fils-Aimé. I've been doing comedy for 18 years. I'm from the States, Los Angeles. I used to tour with Pablo Francisco for about 11 years.
18 and a half years I've been doing stand-up. Started in June 30, 1996. It's my first ever gig at the SB in St Kilda and died like a bastard.
My name is Tahir, Australia's only Turkish stand-up comedian, right? The others are busy with shops and business and stuff like that. I have been doing this for 19 years.
Now I'm out here in Australia doing my own thing, and that's it. Just doing my own thing. And my comedy's it's funny.
G'day, I'm Greg McDonald. I work as the sound and lighting technician at the Comics Lounge.
This is the annual show that I do at Christmas time. It's called the Very Woggy Christmas Comedy Gala.
Well, the Woggy Christmas has been going, actually it's been going for about 14 years as well, I think it has.
It started 2001 and very humble beginnings, I might add. You know, just a little one-off show at the Star and Garter, if you remember that place, on a Sunday night in front of about 100 people. And the concept over the last 14 years has grown into, well, this year we've only done 8 shows, but last year we actually did 20. We did Adelaide, Sydney and Melbourne. This year we just did a few in Sydney.
Jesus Christ, what's going on here? These people coming here, buying up all these houses, they dress real funny and that.
And yeah, you've got everyone from, Joe Avati sometimes pops in and does it, but this year you've got George Capignaris, Gab Rossi, Ashley Fils-Aimé and Tahir.
Crowds are very, very funny, very, very, very supportive.
I saw it 3 years ago when I first came here to visit, and I just wanted to be a part of it because it was like a different, first for me, it's a different market, the WOG market or whatever you want to call it. I'm just trying to tap into every market I can,
Great crowd though, isn't it?
Oh man, they're amazing. They're very receptive, very open, and it's kind of like the way I guess they're not black and they're not white, so they get it.
Backstage here, mucking around, waiting to go out and perform to all the different cultures which are in the audience.
It's kind of just grown, so we just keep it going. And I think, well, there are some people out there that come every year, so we just keep it going. Yeah, no, look, as you can probably see tonight, we've got just under 500 people here tonight.
Yeah, they are a good crowd, the Woggy Christmas crowd, Yeah, they come from far and wide. They've actually expanded it to go to Sydney, Canberra and everything now.
I love the fact that they respond. They respond to all the different ethnic sort of jokes. We really, and they love it. They come back every year. People have been coming back every single year for this show. And they just really enjoy being representative. They don't. Some people just don't see anything until this comes around. They just watch this, which is great.
I guess I do, to a reasonable extent, sort of ask the guys that are in the show to talk a little bit about their ethnicity, but only they can just touch on it. I don't expect them to do a whole 20 minutes on it.
I do that every time I'm on stage. I do it, but I do it for a minimum just because it's just so expected. Yeah. And I don't want to give them what they want. I want to give them what they're not expecting. You know what I'm saying? But you got to give them what they want to like I was saying before, to settle the room, like to get it out the way. Okay, okay, I'm black and I know I'm not normal here to you guys. Let's talk about that really quick. And now let's get to universal jokes and talk about things that are actually funny. I don't want to, I don't want to be a shtick comic. Sure. Like, oh man, black in Australia, shit. Oh, nigga, I'm black in Australia. Oh man, let me tell you about being a nigga in Australia, man. Oh my God, I don't want to do all that shit, man. It's just.
We do a couple of racist jokes, but we break down barriers. That's what we're trying to do. So we highlight different nationalities, but the Australian way, of course, is to have a go at yourself, have a go at others, take the piss out of yourself, and take the piss out of each other. And that's, that is the Australian way. That's the Australian comedy.
I parked my car in my neighbour's driveway.
The push by, political correctness in terms of saying, stay away from talking about that stuff. I can kind of understand that, but, if anyone ever accuses me, for example, being the style of comedian that I am, of being racist, to me that's way more offensive than anything I could say, because I'm anything but, so. It's
always a mixed bag. It's always a mixed bag. A lot of, it's a lot more diverse than a regular comedy crowd, and that's what we love, right? And that's what it's about.
Mate, look, the thing that's most gratifying for me is the amount of Anglos that like it. So that's where I get excited. I mean, it's all good and well if the Italians and Greeks all come along in droves and watch it, and it's, what they, I guess, consider their style of comedy. But, when I look around the room and I see a lot of Aussies, white Anglo Aussies, that to me I then know that it's broad in its appeal, and that's what I'm trying to shoot for. I'm not It really bugs me in a sense if people would look at a title like that and think that it's exclusive. I don't want that.
And the thing is, we all say this. We're all Australian here. Like, we're not trying to be, but we're just we're talking about our backgrounds, our experiences. So we get a lot of different. We get dinky die Aussies coming in as well. They love it. Yeah. They love it. Because this is Australia. This is it. This is multicultural Australia, doing comedy on stage, and that's what it's about. I'm going to go back and eat my kebab now. That's our warm up for the gig.
I'm not joking when I say that I am trying to keep ethnic comedy a little bit alive. I think it's trying to get sort of killed off a little bit.
Pretty much what I do with every audience is just be myself, and what I usually do before each show is which I can also recommend to other comedians is to go out there before you go out there and pretend to be a punter, as you guys call it, which would be a crowd member, and just imagine that you're not performing that night, and you'll know exactly what to do. But you have to connect with the audience at a certain energy before you go out there and produce that energy. You know what I'm saying? That's just my own thing. I like to go out there. I like to watch them. I like to see what they're laughing at, what they're not laughing at. If they're sensitive, if they're not sensitive, then if I have a joke that is a bit sensitive, then I know how to preface it even better. But if I know they could take it, I'll go straight for the kill. Analyze the crowd and then just have that connection with them. And that's the thing about performing in Australian audiences is that I want to make sure I'm not some guy on stage just trying to be funny and like not noticing where I am. So I try to connect with them, let them know this is what I've noticed about your culture and this is what my culture, and now we can move on and do other jokes because you have to like address the elephant in the room, I guess.
So I did what any black guy would do in my position. I went out and I got a job. Hell yeah. I went to Banana Boat now.
As long as we keep doing what we're doing and keep promoting, it's not like I couldn't get away from it, but I mean, it is who I am. It's my life, and it's very, I've had a very Italian existence, if that makes sense. So what the hell am I supposed to talk about? I mean, I'd love to, talk about spilling bong water on the carpet, but that's just never happened in my life. I've grown up living at home with the folks well into my 20s. I've done the traditional things, the stereotypical things that they say you shouldn't talk about. I've done it. I've lived it. So I guess I'm ignorant to anything else.
No, guys, welcome to the show for the 14th show, the 14th annual show. We've been doing this since 2001. It's getting bigger all the time. It's good to see you guys all here. This year's show.